Ladies and gentlemen, honorable juries, dear delegates, and much appreciated opponents, good morning. It is my greatest pleasure to welcome you all to the first Eagles debate of this school year, which discusses an intriguing topic, as you can all see. But first of all, what are soft skills and what are hard skills? Soft skills are non-technical skills that describe how you work and interact with others. And like hard skills, they're not necessarily something you'll learn in a course. Soft skills reflect your communication style, your work ethic, your self-expression, your creativity level, your self-confidence, and your emotional intelligence. While hard skills refer to technical abilities and factual knowledge, soft skills allow you to use these technical skills more effectively all throughout your personal as well as your professional life. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as clear as day, you can understand that my team and I do believe in the importance of soft skills, and you should too. Nowadays, as educational policies praise content knowledge, non-cognitive skills, also known as soft skills, seem to be impossible to integrate into the classic course design that we all know. But multiple research prove that project-based learning or other student-driven or self-paced projects can help students develop teamwork, problem-solving skills, as well as their ability to communicate more effectively with others. Please understand what my team and I are trying to imply. We are not undermining the importance of hard skills and technical and academic knowledge. We are simply indicating that the more soft skills are present in classrooms and schools, the more is the reality of students becoming successful in the future, no matter the professional path they might choose. During their studies, students are preparing for their future professional roles. That is, roles of experts in their chosen fields. With that in mind, the importance of soft skills for students is rather obvious, because after a few years of studying, the next step is finding a job where they are expected to adequately behave toward their coworkers, to be able to express their thoughts and opinion, to be cooperative and accommodating, and to be capable of teamwork. The aim is to prepare students for their chosen professional career during their studies. So soft skills are all the more important for students to acquire and to flourish and thrive whilst occupying their future professional roles. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is with great pleasure that I'm standing on this magnificent stage, marking the set-off of a long journey. A journey in which many have defended their position. A journey in which many had to deal with expressing their thoughts correctly. A journey in which many have anticipated intending to improvise. And in order not to interrupt this cycle, here I am, facing this crowd, willing to put forward strong arguments. For most, all I can do now is hope. Hope that you have one of the greatest mornings and hope you choose the brightest side. Schools should not focus on soft skills more than academic skills. And one thing's for sure, I will most certainly need to make our position a bit more explicit. We are not, in fact, ignoring the importance of soft skills. We're simply stating that academic skills are just as important, if not more. After all, what are soft skills without academic skills? What will you fill your CV with when you get to the academic background part? Will you apply to a job if you don't even hold the required knowledge and diplomas? Will you get to that part when the employer asks, why should we choose you? Or will you get to that part when you will actually need soft skills in order to interact with your coworkers at your workplace? The answer is simple, yet disturbing. No. The absence of academic skills cancels the value of soft skills. Academic skills give you access to a professional environment, whilst soft skills are essential to improve and be highly competent as an individual. Therefore, believing that schools should focus more on soft skills is totally ridiculous. It's like you're preparing the icing for the cake without the actual cake. And according to our opponents, being limited to the icing part is seemingly not an issue. Another tangible example is happening just at the moment, debating. It is quite undeniable that debating is a soft skill. Debate participation promotes problem solving and helps build links between ideas, making words more meaningful. But here's the twist. What if you don't even have the words? What if you have the idea, it's right there, ready in your mind, waiting one signal to get transmitted, but that signal never comes? What's the signal, you may ask? Well, it is finding the adequate words to express your idea. See, no words and the idea becomes totally worthless. Everything does not begin with ideas, everything begins with words. Words that we get from studying languages at school, for example. Academic skills, in other words. See, I hate to break it down to you, but hearing your first intervention, I think it is paramount to precise that you've got a lifetime to acquire soft skills, whilst the acquisition of academic skills is limited to a part of your lives. Let me put it this way. You can only learn academic skills in schools, whilst you can obtain soft skills throughout your life experiences and your career. You can learn how to debate everywhere, but would you ever be, and since you are economists, able to calculate economic aggregates if it weren't for schools? Thank you.
Respected judges, my worthy opponents, faculty members and audience, good morning. Nowadays, companies, when hiring an employer, they're focusing more on soft skills compared to academic skills, because everybody has academic skills, but only few dispose of soft skills. LinkedIn's 2019 Global Talent Reports, 89% of recruiters say that when a hire doesn't work out, it usually comes down back to a lack of social skills. At a minimum, employees need a specific role, knowledge, and abilities to perform their job duties. But those who usually stand out as high performers need some additional qualities, such as the ability to communicate, the ability to work with others, and the ability to manage the time effectively. These are examples of soft skills. In the job ads, it's common to include requirements such as communication skills or a problem-solving attitude. This is a really important one. First, identify employees who are just not only able to do the job, but are able to do it well. An employee with good time management is able to prioritize tasks to meet the deadlines. Second, choose between qualified candidates who meet the typical requirements. For example, when two candidates have the exact similar background in academic, have the same academic background, you're most likely to choose the one who is more collaborative and flexible. Third, hire for potential, not just the knowledge. For a junior position, it makes sense to look for candidates with a willingness to learn and an adaptivity personality, as opposed to hiring an expert. Another LinkedIn survey found that workers who think their manager don't care about them as people are 49%, which means there's some workers that are running away from their job because they had a manager who is not actually doing his job well. And I think we all know what a manager was actually doing in the company. It doesn't require an academic skill, but only soft skills, most of soft skills. We all know that the world is changing rapidly, and how work gets done is evolving. As a result, how we screen and hire employees and freelancers has changed too. So, soft skills such as, yes?
You're talking about jobs, let's talk about universities first. 1,000 academic soft skills are worth nothing if someone doesn't have at least a bachelor's degree, and it's worth nothing in the eyes of the university.
I think in USA, when they want to hire someone, they're looking actually for soft skills. There is a lot of people that they're able actually to get a job without a degree. Please do your research. Thanks. At the moment, technology is evolving, which means machine can easily replace the human. When we are going to be talking about doing a simple task, which means A machine can actually replace the human only to do a simple task, but when it comes to managing, it's really hard, which means it's impossible. In 2017, Deloitte also reported that soft skills intensive occupations will account for 2/3 of all jobs by 2030, and that hiring employees with more soft skills could increase revenue by $90,000. Let's give another example here. I think we can all relate to this one. We got two, okay, thank you.
The law does not protect the foolish. A saying that I've heard since I was a child. With parents, at school, in the media, it was everywhere. And it means that if you don't know the law, then you are a fool. But if you do know the law, then you are strong. Even better, you are stronger than the law itself, and you can enslave it for your own benefit. Here we see how the knowledge of law makes you an absolute strong person. And if you don't know, knowledge is one of the most important pillars of academic skills. Welcome to you, dear audience, in this fabulously crafted debate, where we, the opposition, shall refute the idea that schools should favor soft skills over academic skills. Now, dear government, can't you see that this idea, which is the basis of your thesis, is absolutely inconsistent? Because once you know the importance of academic skills, you would know that you cannot lower them in favor of soft skills. So it appeals to us, me and my comrades, to come here on this stage and defend our idea. So let's look at some academic skills that often get overlooked. Let's look at writing and reading. Well, maybe writing is not much overlooked, but we'll talk about it. So Dr. Jordan Peterson, who most of you, a lot of you might know him, but for those who don't, he's a doctor in psychology in the University of Toronto. Well, he actually said, quote, "We teach writing at schools so that you can learn to think. Because thinking is the most powerful weapon you can provide a person with." End of quote. So here, the doctor emphasizes the importance of something as insignificant as writing and gives us something as important as rapid thinking. Oh, and a quick reminder. Writing can only be well taught in schools. But I think there is a better academic skill, which is reading. You cannot tell me that a person that reads is weaker than a person that doesn't read, because knowledge is power. Knowledge is the new rich. And as the saying goes, today is a reader, tomorrow a leader. And we all know that schools cannot neglect the importance of reading. And so they cannot neglect the importance of reading skills that actually helps us remember what we are reading. So schools shouldn't value soft skills over academic skills. Schools should tell us why do we learn these academic skills and how can we put them into our favor. Oh, and before going, I have another question. So we all know, well, soft skills are harder to measure than academic skills, which is a fact according to a LinkedIn assessment. So soft skills are harder to measure than academic skills. How can schools, which our dear government is trying to change, how can these schools know that you have assimilated these soft skills you were taught? Short answer, they can't. I thank you for your attention.
Dear Deputy Leader of Opposition, you talked about law. The question here is what makes a lawyer a good one? Everyone can learn law, but not everyone can master law. You know, as long as the subject has school in it, it means the academic part of learning is guaranteed. And also, what's your position? Okay. She said that not anyone can get into a job because of academic qualifications, but there are many jobs that don't require academic qualifications. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Soft skills get little respect but will make or break your career. A quote by Peggy Claus, a coach who encounters individuals every day who success at their jobs but aren't getting where they want to go. And it's rarely a shortfall of technical expertise that limits their careers, but rather a shortcoming in their social, communication, or soft skills. In the hard truth about soft skills, her book, Claus delivers some practical ways and tools to master these soft skills. And I am not promoting her book, not at all, but I do advise our dear opponents to read it. It's going to help them understand why we should give more attention to soft skills rather than hard skills. Because trust me, if you do not, you're going to face actually a lot of difficulties in either your personal or professional life. Matter of fact, the consequences of not giving enough attention to soft skills in childhood, even in teenagehood, will show later in one's life. Research conducted by Harvard University and Stanford Research Center has all concluded that 85% of job success comes from having well-developed soft skills, and only 50% of job success comes from technical skills or hard skills. These statistics, were extrapolated from a study of engineering education authored by Charles Reborgman and published in 1980. I did not misspell it, 1918, which means we have known for more than a century, that soft skills are critical in the success of any organization. So why are we still debating if we should teach them maths or communication more? When we know that soft skills are 6 times more important than hard skills, and you've learned more than enough maths in your life to solve the equation and know what we should do. Also, and since my team and I are convinced of our motion, I'm going to move on and give you some ways and tools to help kids develop their soft skills. So, first of all, we can motivate kids to communicate with others throughout group projects. We can also encourage introverted children to take initiative and interact with the others. In addition, what we're doing right now, which is debating, is an example of soft skills development. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone present. Today's debate is a very interesting one, and I'm talking more about the preparation side of things. You know, once I received the motion for today, schools should focus more on soft skills rather than academic skills, I was devastated, to say the least, from my team to be on the opposition side, because at first glance I thought, who could argue with that? But after extensive research, and I even conducted my own little social experiment, I wanted to see exactly how many people out there have thought the same as me. And I'll explain the reason further into the debate. So, for the experiment, I put a poll on my Instagram page and asked people the question, what are more important, soft skills or academic skills? And I asked only people who are between the ages 13 to 18 to answer, and to nobody's surprise, the majority chose soft skills. Only 5 out of 32 chose academic skills. But then I asked older people, ages 13 up, the same exact question, and most answered academic skills. So, if you're wondering what have I deduced from my little experiment, I understood that the older you get, the more you understand the importance of academia. But then I thought, why did I, Why did my friends, why did people my age think that soft skills are more important than academic skills? And let's be real here, we all thought that math, physics, science, and all the other subjects at schools were useless. I mean, at one point or another, we all asked the question, would knowing the Pythagoras theorem really benefit me? And, you know, in my opinion, it's very sad that we think what we do here at schools for the better part of our days is useless. I would like to and will discuss this matter later on, but back to the subject. Why did those older people say that academic skills are more important than soft skills? And why should schools focus more on them? Yes, of course, go ahead.
What do you think about people who have the same academic background? How, when it comes to hiring someone, which one are you going to hire if they have the same background?
If they have the same background, it means that they focused on academic skills and soft skills, which is not the motion for today. We are talking more about, for you, it's soft skills more than academic. For us, it's more academic than soft skills. That is not relative to what we are doing here today. No need. But as I was saying, why should schools focus more on academic skills? It's simple, really. It's because academic skills are the base of everything. And I would like to explain my analogy, and I would like to explain my point through a simple analogy. So please listen up. Let's take academic skills as the soul and soft skills as the body. If you don't have a good soul, chances of you winning in life are slim. But if you have a good soul, meaning good academic skills, your chances are higher whether you have a fully formed body or not. And let's take another example. A patient came to see a doctor. If the doctor has high qualifications and advanced soft skills, he will listen to the patient, diagnose him, explain the procedures beforehand. However, if he has just soft skills, it will make it a more pleasant experience. And however, without strong academic knowledge, he will not be competent to diagnose the patient correctly and prescribe the correct medication. You know what I'm trying to say here is that soft skills are pleasantries while academic skills are necessities. Let's not forget that you necessarily need degrees for most, if not all, jobs. And you need it for most jobs, as I said. And then once you get the job, your experience expands and you can pick up on your soft skills. But with just soft skills, you can't pick up on your academic skills. It's almost like this irreversible equation. And while soft skills can be faked, academic ones cannot. Trust me on that. It's either you know the information or you don't. You know, we're talking here saying that soft skills are more important or academic skills are more important, but what I'm trying to explain. Okay, thank you.
A member of the opposition, what my Deputy Prime Minister said definitely has a relation to what we're discussing, so please get your informations right. You don't have the right to speak. Deputy Leader of Opposition, you said, and I quote, "Soft skills are more important than academic skills." It may be a slip of the tongue, but please get your informations right. We are defending the motion, not you. While it can sometimes be difficult to manage, group work is another arena where non-cognitive skills can be easily integrated into the classroom. Problem or project-based teaching can create great opportunities for students to engage in social skills, and the small units often help quiet or more introverted students to find a voice. The freedom that group work allows for students also helps spur them to work on time management and self-control. Therefore, this reinforces the idea of self-regulation and time on task, two keys to subsequent success in the future. Thank you.
Dear audience, I'm here to let you know that I've done some research. Research, which is an academic skill, by the way. And it appears to me that one of the most important soft skills is none other than critical thinking. As I'm pronouncing that sentence, I'm feeling some sort of echo, as if I've heard the same words somewhere else. There it is. I did not spend a single year without having a math teacher that didn't keep repeating, math involves critical thinking. Academic skills involve soft skills. By wanting schools to focus more on soft skills, the government team limits the students. What I'm saying is that we can keep things the way they are because students get to learn soft and academic skills simultaneously, killing two birds with one stone. Thank you.
The member of the opposition said, she gave an example about the doctor, and there was a small part that it was confusing. She said he only has just soft skills. It doesn't make sense. We say we should focus more on soft skills without forgetting the academic skills. And let me tell you something. I can give you a small example that which all can relate. If we have two teachers, the first one is only teaching the lesson, and that's it. The second one is teaching the lesson, but he knows how to create a good environment for the students. He knows how to make the lesson more enjoyable, so the students can love school and feel like it's more enjoyable. This is what soft skill is capable of, and it has a huge impact on our society. Thank you.
Just a quick message to the Prime Minister who actually said that I did a slip of a tongue, where, well, I would say that you didn't hear well, because I quote, I said, we, the opposition, shall refute the idea that soft skills, that schools should focus on soft skills more than academic skills. Well, if you don't know what refute means, then that is your problem. But here, dear audience, I come with a story. Now you know that as a student, my life was a bit messy. And you all know that math or physics exercise that is extremely difficult. And when you are about to solve it, just say, solve yourself. But then it will be only a matter of time and perseverance till you solve that exercise. And it will only be a matter of time and perseverance until you get your life a little bit together. So you can see how this analogy between the hardcore math exercise and your life can make academic skills closer to us. Thank you for listening.
What I'm about to say is very quick and is a fact. My team and I are not denying or nor neglecting the importance of hard skills. We're simply being logical, because life requires independency, communication, time management, more than having just the ability of solving theoretical and abstract problems. Therefore, education should be more focused on that skill, logic.
Prime Minister, do not put words in my mouth. I did not say doctors have only soft skills. I said he has good qualifications, which means good academic skills and advanced soft skills. Please don't put words in my mouth. Anyway, I have an important message, so please listen up. To the people who undermine the importance or take academic skills for granted, may I remind you the importance of academia? Academic success is important because it is strongly linked to the positive outcomes we value. School's #1 priority is to prepare students for their future. And what will you need in your future? You will need soft skills and academic skills. And seeing how soft skills are acquired throughout your entire life and throughout many experiences outside of schools, it is for sure that schools should focus more on academic skills rather than soft skills. Thank you.